Welcome to a fascinating journey through the intricate world of stress and its surprising connection to that dreaded abdominal fat. Think of this as a story of how our bodies react to the pressures of modern life and how that can manifest in unexpected ways. Have you ever had those moments when you feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders? Well, there's a scientific reason for that, and we're going to explore it together. Stress, as we know, is a natural response of the body to challenging situations. Whether it's a crucial presentation at work, a heated argument at home, or even an irritating traffic jam, our bodies react by activating a series of biochemical processes. And that's where the magic, or perhaps the curse, begins. Our body, in its wisdom, releases hormones like cortisol, which is essentially the alarm signal of our system. When cortisol is released in excess, as often happens in moments of chronic stress, it can have surprising side effects. One of these effects? You guessed it. Abdominal fat. Now, before we panic, it's essential to understand why this happens. Cortisol, in normal doses, is helpful. It helps regulate metabolism, controls blood sugar, and even helps the body deal with inflammation. However, when we are constantly under stress, cortisol can begin to accumulate, especially around the abdominal area. But why there specifically? Well, our body has something called cortisol receptors in the abdominal region, which are extremely sensitive to this hormone. This means that when cortisol is high, our body tends to store fat in this particular area, as a primitive survival mechanism. These receptors are there because the first thing our primitive body reacts to when under stress is the fear of food scarcity, leading it to accumulate fat as a protective measure. Now, imagine this: you're having a perfectly fine day, minding your own business, when suddenly you encounter someone who's visibly stressed out. Maybe they're rushing around, their shoulders tense, their brow furrowed with worry. You haven't said a word to them, but suddenly, you start to feel tense too. It's like their stress is contagious, seeping into your skin and settling in your bones. Well, believe it or not, there's some truth to that feeling. It's called the stress transfers via skin phenomenon, and it's more common than you might think. You see, when we're stressed, our bodies release not only cortisol but also other chemicals that can affect those around us. Ever notice how being around a stressed out person can make you feel on edge? That's because our bodies are incredibly attuned to the emotions of those around us. It's like a ripple effect. One person's stress can quickly spread to others in their vicinity. But how does this relate to abdominal fat? Well, it's all about how our bodies respond to stress. When we're exposed to prolonged periods of stress, whether it's our own or someone else's, our cortisol levels can skyrocket. And as we learned earlier, high cortisol levels can lead to increased fat storage, particularly in the abdominal area. So, not only does stress affect us on a personal level, but it can also have ripple effects that extend to those around us. It's a reminder of the interconnectedness of our bodies and minds and the importance of managing stress not just for ourselves but for the well-being of those we interact with. How stress spreads among people. Imagine yourself in a room full of people, all immersed in their own lives and concerns. Now, imagine that one of these people begins to show obvious signs of stress. Perhaps they're fidgety, irritable, or anxious. You may not consciously notice it, but your own stress levels start to rise in response. But how does this happen? How can stress spread so easily among people? Well, the answer lies in nonverbal communication and the innate empathy we all possess. When we see someone in a state of stress, our brains immediately begin to tune in, trying to understand what's happening and how we can protect ourselves. This response is so instinctive that we often don't even realize it's happening. But that's why we can walk into a room of happy people and walk out feeling drained and stressed, all because of the emotional energy that's been transmitted from one person to another. And when it comes to stress and its relationship with abdominal fat, this emotional transmission can be especially harmful. As we absorb the stress of others, our own cortisol levels can skyrocket, leading to fat accumulation around the belly. So, the next time you find yourself surrounded by stressed out people, remember that you're not immune to the effects of their energy. And more importantly, remember to take care of yourself and find healthy ways to manage your own stress, so you don't end up carrying the emotional weight of others in your own belly. The science behind stress and its link to belly fat. When we talk about stress, we often think only of its emotional manifestations, that feeling of pressure, anxiety, or overwhelm we experience in challenging situations. However, stress goes much deeper than that. It has a profound impact on our body, affecting not only our minds but also our cells and internal systems. Here's what happens on a physiological level. When we're stressed, our body goes into fight or flight mode, releasing hormones like cortisol and adrenaline to prepare us to deal with the situation. This response is helpful in immediate danger situations, like escaping a predator in nature. However, in our modern society, where stress is often not caused by immediate physical dangers, this response can become chronic and harmful. Cortisol, in particular, plays a crucial role in this process. It's known as the stress hormone and is involved in various body functions, including fat metabolism. When cortisol levels are elevated for long periods, as a result of chronic stress, it can lead to fat accumulation, especially in the abdominal region. Here's why. Cortisol stimulates the release of free fatty acids into the blood, which are then stored as fat, primarily in the abdominal fat cells. Additionally, cortisol can also increase appetite and lead to less healthy food choices, further contributing to weight gain, especially around the belly area. Therefore, when we're constantly stressed, our body is essentially in a prolonged state of alertness, which can lead to abdominal fat accumulation over time. It's important to understand this link between stress and belly fat so that we can take effective measures to reduce stress in our lives and improve our overall health. The impacts of stress on the body and mind. Imagine stress as a storm sweeping through your life, leaving a trail of turbulence not only in your mind but also in your body. Chronic stress can infiltrate every aspect of who we are, affecting our physical and mental health in profound and sometimes surprising ways. Firstly, let's examine the effects of stress on the body. When we feel under pressure, our nervous system goes into alert mode, releasing a cascade of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones prepare our body to deal with the situation by temporarily increasing our heart rate, blood pressure, and respiration. However, when stress becomes chronic, these physiological responses can become harmful. Prolonged stress has been associated with a range of physical health problems, including high blood pressure, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and compromised immune function. Additionally, it can contribute to muscle aches, tension, and sleep disturbances, significantly impacting our quality of life. In addition to the physical impacts, stress also weighs heavily on our mental and emotional health. When we are constantly under stress, our mind may feel overwhelmed, anxious, and unable to calm down. This can lead to mental health issues such as anxiety, depression, and emotional exhaustion. Furthermore, stress can affect our ability to concentrate, remember, and make decisions, impairing our performance at work, studies, and daily life. It can also impact our relationships, leading to interpersonal conflicts and social isolation. Therefore, understanding the impacts of stress on the body and mind is crucial for our health and well-being. By recognizing the signs of stress and adopting effective strategies to cope with it, we can protect our physical and mental health and cultivate a more balanced and fulfilling life. Strategies to reduce stress in daily life. Now that we've delved into the profound impacts of stress on both our bodies and minds, it's time to explore practical ways to navigate the stormy seas of daily life with more ease and resilience. While we may not be able to eliminate stress entirely from our lives, we can certainly equip ourselves with effective strategies to manage it more effectively. One powerful tool in our stress-busting arsenal is the practice of mindfulness. Mindfulness involves bringing our attention to the present moment, without judgment, and with a sense of openness and curiosity. By cultivating mindfulness through practices like meditation, deep breathing exercises, or simply taking moments throughout the day to pause and tune into our senses, we can create a sense of calm amidst the chaos of daily life. Another effective strategy for reducing stress is the practice of self-care. Often, when we're busy and stressed, taking care of ourselves is the first thing to go out the window. However, prioritizing self-care activities that nourish our bodies, minds, and spirits is essential for maintaining our resilience in the face of stress. This can include activities such as exercise, spending time in nature, engaging in hobbies we enjoy, or simply taking a long, relaxing bath. Furthermore, it's important to set boundaries and learn to say no when necessary. Many of us have a tendency to overcommit ourselves, saying yes to every request that comes our way out of a sense of obligation or fear of disappointing others. However, learning to set healthy boundaries and prioritize our own needs is crucial for protecting our well-being and preventing burnout. In addition, finding healthy outlets for stress relief can be incredibly beneficial. Whether it's through creative expression, journaling, spending time with loved ones, or engaging in a favorite hobby, finding ways to release pent-up tension and express ourselves can help us feel more balanced and grounded. Ultimately, the key to reducing stress in our daily lives lies in finding what works best for us as individuals. By experimenting with different strategies and paying attention to how they make us feel, we can create a personalized stress management toolkit that empowers us to navigate life's challenges with greater ease and resilience. Simple techniques to relieve stress and combat belly fat. In the quest for a healthier, more balanced life, it's essential to address both the mental and physical aspects of well-being. One effective technique for stress relief and belly fat reduction is the practice of deep breathing exercises. Deep breathing activates the body's relaxation response, signaling to the nervous system that it's safe to rest and digest. By taking slow, deep breaths, inhaling deeply through the nose and exhaling slowly through the mouth, we can calm the mind, reduce stress levels, and even improve digestion, which can help with weight management, particularly in the abdominal area. Furthermore, paying attention to your diet and making healthy food choices can play a crucial role in reducing stress and trimming belly fat. Eating a balanced diet rich in whole foods, fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats can provide the nutrients your body needs to function optimally and support stress resilience. Additionally, avoiding processed foods, sugary snacks, and excessive alcohol consumption can help prevent weight gain, particularly in the abdominal region. By incorporating these simple techniques into your daily routine, you can effectively manage stress levels, support your overall health, and target stubborn belly fat, helping you look and feel your best from the inside out. Examples of everyday situations that cause stress and belly fat accumulation. From the moment we wake up to the time we lay our heads down to rest, our lives are often filled with situations that trigger stress responses in our bodies, leading to potential weight gain, particularly in the abdominal area. Picture this. You wake up to the blaring sound of your alarm clock, realizing you've overslept and are now running late for work. Rushing to get ready, you skip breakfast and grab a sugary pastry on your way out the door. As you navigate through rush hour traffic, your blood pressure rises, and your stress levels skyrocket. Arriving at work, you're greeted by a mountain of emails, looming deadlines, and demanding colleagues. Your heart rate quickens, and your body goes into fight or flight mode as you struggle to keep up with the demands of the day. To cope with the pressure, you reach for a caffeinated beverage and a bag of chips from the office vending machine, seeking comfort and quick-fix solutions. As the day wears on, you find yourself juggling multiple tasks simultaneously, constantly bombarded by notifications and distractions. Your mind races, and your muscles tense up as you try to stay on top of everything. By the time lunch rolls around, you're famished and opt for a fast food meal loaded with unhealthy fats and empty calories. After a long day of work, you finally make it home, only to be greeted by a sink full of dishes, a pile of laundry, and a never-ending to-do list. Exhausted and overwhelmed, you collapse onto the couch, reaching for a glass of wine and a bowl of ice cream to soothe your frayed nerves. Sound familiar? These everyday situations may seem harmless on the surface, but they can take a toll on our bodies and minds over time, contributing to chronic stress and weight gain, especially around the belly area. By becoming aware of these stressors and finding healthier ways to cope with them, we can take control of our health and well-being, one small step at a time. The importance of self-care and stress management. In the fast-paced world we live in, it's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of everyday life, neglecting our own well-being in the process. However, prioritizing self-care and stress management is essential for maintaining our health, happiness, and overall quality of life. Imagine yourself as a car that's constantly running on empty, pushing through each day without ever taking the time to refuel or rest. Eventually, you'll burn out and break down, unable to function properly. Similarly, when we neglect our own needs and push ourselves beyond our limits, we risk experiencing physical, mental, and emotional exhaustion. Self-care is not selfish, it's a necessary investment in ourselves that allows us to show up as the best version of ourselves in every aspect of our lives. It's about recognizing our own worth and taking the time to nurture our bodies, minds, and spirits. This can take many forms, from practicing mindfulness and meditation to indulging in hobbies we enjoy, spending time in nature, or simply taking a long, relaxing bath. In addition to self-care, effectively managing stress is crucial for protecting our health and well-being. Stress is an inevitable part of life, but how we respond to it can make all the difference. By learning to recognize our own stress triggers and adopting healthy coping strategies, such as deep breathing exercises, progressive muscle relaxation, or seeking support from loved ones, we can effectively reduce the impact of stress on our lives. Furthermore, setting boundaries and learning to say no when necessary is an important aspect of stress management. Many of us have a tendency to overcommit ourselves, saying yes to every request that comes our way out of a sense of obligation or fear of disappointing others. However, learning to prioritize our own needs and delegate tasks when possible is crucial for maintaining balance and preventing burnout. Ultimately, self-care and stress management are not luxuries, they're necessities for living a happy, healthy, and fulfilling life. By making ourselves a priority and taking proactive steps to nurture our well-being, we can cultivate resilience, enhance our quality of life, and thrive in the face of life's challenges. As we come to the end of our journey together, I want to leave you with a message of hope and empowerment. Embarking on the path to a healthier, more balanced life may seem daunting at first, but remember that every journey begins with a single step. By taking small, manageable steps towards positive change, you can gradually transform your life and unlock your full potential for health and happiness. It's important to approach this journey with patience, compassion, and self-love. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is a healthy lifestyle. Instead of striving for perfection, focus on progress and celebrate each small victory along the way. Whether it's choosing a salad over a burger for lunch, taking a 10-minute walk during your break, or practicing mindfulness for a few minutes each day, every positive choice you make brings you closer to your goals. Remember that self-care is not selfish, it's essential for your well-being. Just as you wouldn't hesitate to put on your own oxygen mask before assisting others on a plane, prioritize your own needs and fill your cup so that you have the energy and strength to show up fully for yourself and those you care about. And finally, don't be afraid to ask for support along the way. Whether it's from friends, family, or a professional, reaching out for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you, and let their encouragement fuel your journey towards a healthier, happier you. So, as you take your next steps forward, I encourage you to be gentle with yourself, trust in your abilities, and embrace the journey ahead with an open heart and mind. Your health and happiness are worth investing in, and with dedication, determination, and a sprinkle of self-love, you can create a life that is vibrant, fulfilling, and overflowing with vitality. Comment below and share the first small step you took to improve your health. It might just inspire someone else to start their own journey.